We were shocked back in July on a Sunday morning to wake up to calls that our signs on the building had been vandalized. Every single sign on this massive long construction fence had been defaced with horrible anti-gay threats and anti-gay words in every way. So I think people think of Massachusetts and Boston as very liberal places, but what we found out talking to LGBTQ elders is that so many members of our community are forced back into the closet as they age, and there just aren't places for older folks to age in place that celebrate our community and that celebrate LGBTQ elders and all of their fabulous selves.
And I was living in a building on Mass Avenue, and I think the girl upstairs, she's a black lady, and she didn't have a filter, and I remember her telling the people on the stairs, I came up the stairs, came in, and she was on the stairs. And she was saying that this guy's a faggot. Apartment 2, he's a faggot. It's like, I want to be around people of like, that people understand me, understand them. And not to be separated from anybody else, but it's good to be at your home where you live at, to be surrounded by people like you know what I mean?
It is an existing building, it's a school that was built in the 1900s. It's fairly large, approximately 100,000 square feet of interior space. And it will house 74 units. And approximately we're going to have 100 people living in it. We think that some people might live together as couples or as friends or roommates. So we think we're going to be able to house approximately 100 people. So 10 years ago, with some individuals, we started gathering information and listening to people and trying to understand people's struggles in the housing as people, LGBT, older adults, were looking for homes or were already living in some public housing. And the more we asked, the more we found out that there is an absolutely need for a place, a building, a community as we call it, that would support people in their lifestyle and make people live their fullest life as they get older.
Generations before us have either been closeted indefinitely or didn't have family to support them in their older age, or they've been treated unkindly, hostilely. This feels like it's cutting edge, but it feels like it's been long overdue.
All the time for people who would love to live here, and they're not safe where they are, and they're very isolated. There is no out gay community. People are still having to hide themselves. So, my community needs this now. We don't have 20 years. We have to really get serious and get pushing on this. Again, I found all these people who desperately need housing that would be affordable, but also safe and welcoming. That so many people either have gone back into the closet in their old age or were afraid that they would have to in order to be safe.
We are the only nonprofit in the country, as far as we know, that's dedicated solely to creating LGBTQ welcoming affordable housing. There's nothing else in New England like this, so there's a possibility of doing more outside of Boston. The only way that we're going to protect people from the kind of hatred that we saw that day is by the community saying, there's so much love here, there's so much acceptance here, that there's no room for hate. And that's what we really think the Pryde represents for Hyde Park, and what we hope it will continue to represent as we build more housing like this in other communities.